So
thinking about
Jake is in the debut.
Yeah.
As I should be.
Yeah, I think
Today's
he's the
Who Would
perfect
Win of the
person for this.
Week, I will introduce it, is Ron Burgundy from Anchorman, Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec, and Ron, a.k.a. Ronald Regan from the Oval Office.
Okay. Okay, that was one of my first questions. He's in the presidency, like he's
Yeah, which
held in
Reagan is
office.
this?
Prime. This is all prime.
This
This
has
is
to
all
be President
prime.
Reagan. There's no way this is actor Reagan, and I don't
Yes,
think
it's
it's Governor.
President Reagan.
I
No,
would
it's
argue that
President
maybe
Reagan.
Governor Reagan was more so prime Reagan, but I think that this has to be President Reagan.
Like, okay,
So
I'll kick it off.
yeah,
I'll
please.
kick it off here.
Yeah, get into it.
I'm just working a lot of things out of my head. I've only had a little bit of time to process this. I mean, President Reagan took a bullet. Ron Burgundy has definitely been active in street fighting. I don't know what Ron Swanson, does he get a gun? Can he? I think he's got weird dad strength, and I really gotta take.
Have you ever watched Parks and Recreation, Jake? Did I put you on
Yes,
the
I
spot?
have. Oh yeah, absolutely. You kidding me?
So is
That
Ron
man-
He's a
Swanson
big
not
fan.
the manliest?
No. He
Not
is.
even-
He's a man. He's a man's man, and he like can hit people. But like, the only time I've ever seen him hit someone is at Leslie's wedding. Like, I don't think he's ever beaten the shit out of anybody.
Well, he
He's
won't
extremely
do it without a
controlled.
reason, right? So we just
Yeah,
have to
he's
assume
right.
that he
extremely
has a
controlled.
reason in this case, whatever it may be.
He is a master of every situation that he's in.
Okay, so Ron Swanson's definitely going to go for Ronald Reagan to start off with because he's a libertarian. He doesn't want government.
But
So-
I also feel that if Ron Swanson ever had to choose a president, he may choose Ronald Reagan.
It's not a
Have you
bad
thought about
idea.
that?
That's tough.
Here's
I have.
I do agree
Yeah.
with the points that you made so far, Jake. And this is one that I still do not know who I'm going to pick. So I'm very intent in everybody's points that are being made. What I will say is, I think the first person, I don't even know if I like that. Part of me wants to say that Ron Burgundy is at a large disadvantage versus these two because he, as much as he is also like an old school like man's man in a sense, he is very like
He's the least enabled.
he has like some femininity to him, which is
Right.
not a problem by any means. But I think in this case that may be where he alters from the other two.
Yes, I
I'm
agree.
still thinking through it, Andy. What are you thinking?
Well, I think that's an interesting point. There is sort of a flamboyance to Ron Burgundy, but that's just because I mean he's because he's a newsman and because he's stylish. But I think that particularly at that time in the 70s, there was a melding of those two things. Like Ron Burgundy, when he puts those fists up,
Yeah.
unfortunately I can't remember what their names are.
Yeah, I don't remember what he names them. Yeah.
I don't know.
Dang,
But
thought you were gonna
you know what?
but-
I'm Rick Carl. No, fuck. What is it? I know Paul Rudd's penis is Dr. Kenneth Noisewater. That's one of his testicles, and he calls his dick the octagon.
Ron,
Jack Johnson and Tom O'Leary. Jack Johnson
it.
and Tom O'Leary are
Yeah.
the names of his fists.
I mean, come on. That tells you
Yeah,
something right there. Tom O'Leary, baby. You getting that Tom O'Leary? You're toast. So
I think I'm kicking. Oh, go.
So I think that heck, maybe they'll even underestimate him a little bit, right? In that sense, because he's got that sort of flamboyancy to him. But I definitely think that he'd be able to hold his own. Ron Swanson, the amount of like old school like dad strength, like Jake said, is definitely big for him, I think. He's definitely good at reading people as well. He's strong, very determined. Ronald Reagan, I think, has definitely no qualms about, you're like, I'll sock you one, hippie, or whatever. And the thing about
Yeah, he hates
Reagan
hippies.
is with Reagan's, dementia, you know, he could get the crap beat out of him. He won't even remember it, so he'd just keep getting back up.
I think this is pre-dementia Reagan, though.
Nah.
I mean, if he's in the presidency, he's eating jelly beans and shit.
Yeah, because he's got
Okay.
dementia.
But-
okay.
I think
I think I
he's
have my
that
answer.
guy.
I think it's Ron Swanson because you have to put them in similar situations. If any of those three get dropped into the bear pit at the end of that movie, which one of those people are fighting those bears and succeeding? I think it's Ron Swanson.
I love that, and so to back that up, I think that it's very close between Swanson and Reagan, and I think it's very close between all three. But I'm gonna have to put, I'm gonna go, and we're still not totally done, but I'm gonna go from 3 to 1. I'm gonna go third place, Burgundy, second place, Reagan, just above Reagan, Swanson, and that's a lot. Because I was raised believing that Ronald Reagan is literally the god of the earth based on the fact that that's our father's favorite president. We actually have a full-size cardboard cutout of him in our basement, as do we of Ron Burgundy.
Yep.
Yeah, you do.
We need one.
We're
I was
only
going to say, we
missing
need one
one
around
round to
Ron
complete the
Swanson.
trifecta. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we could, yeah.
We could play this out for real.
Yeah. I was actually
Play
just
golf.
thinking, it is Halloween time. We could probably get masks of all three and just fight each other
I can get on
to the
that.
death.
That's a good idea.
We could make a. This is completely off topic, but we should make a sequel to Trying Out for the Heat, but that fight.
We're gonna talk about that as soon as we wrap up this segment. Don't worry.
Okay. Oh, goody.
I don't know. This is tough. This is tough. I think that I'm going to. I don't know. They all have that very
It's a charisma almost.
there's a charisma, certainly. There's definitely a similar energy where they're all kind of punch you in the face while holding a glass of scotch. They all have that energy about
They're
them.
all man's
They all
men.
smell-
And that's why
They all smell like wood.
Yes, they all
Yeah.
smell like wood, which I think is what makes this so difficult.
they all probably ate pretty much strictly red meat, drank a lot of scotch.
That's for sure.
But I think at the end of the day, Ron Swanson is just, he knows how to do everything. He is a man. And as much as Ronald Reagan was also a man, he also was the president. And I feel like that even takes a little bit, not of his manlyhood, but of his toughness away. Maybe that was then, because I was saying now you don't necessarily look at the president as a tough as nails person that's going to fight their own fights. But I guess, that was a little bit, I don't know. I for some reason mentally I do think it's Swanson, Reagan, Burgundy. That's I'm going to lock in right now, in fact, and say that I am taking Swanson.
I think that I'm going to have to lock in my answer for Swanson as well, because I think, let's say that all three of them are just standing in a circle punching each other in the face. It's going to come down to, who falls last, and I think Reagan's going to go down first. And then I think that after a while, Burgundy is going to go down. And I think that Ron Swanson's just going to stay solid for the whole time. I think Ron Burgundy is going to last quite a bit because he just sort of has that about him where, you know what I'm saying.
Toledo Express.
Yeah. But I think that Ron Swanson's going to be able to stay sturdy and upright the whole time. Yeah, so I'm going to have to take Swanson too.
It's a clean sweep. I think it has to be Swanson, just putting him situationally. If it's just a straight up brawl, fist fight, like we're talking about, there's no Secret Service, there's no party cutting in. Yeah, I mean, it's the obvious answer.
Yeah, I think you're right. Who do you have at 2 and 3, Jake?
I would say Ron Burgundy too. Because Ronal Regan's an old demented man at that point,
but he could still take a hit.
Coming,
and like I said, he would not remember the.
He's more metal than man at that point. I mean, he took a bullet. You're right.
That's true.
He took a bullet.
But Ron Swanson got his
fought a bear.
He got his pinky toe shot off with a nail gun, and he laughed about it. So Swanson still takes this.
And yes,
that's a good. All right, well, I guess we're locked in. We'll send it to Twitter, but I wouldn't be surprised if they agree. I think that's a really good matchup, the three of them.
No, it would be a very interesting fight to watch, but I really just think that
very much like
Swanson
old school, like those out of shape
wasted pants.
Yes, exactly. Fisticuffs.